Hello, welcome again. We are covering the subject theory of machine for civil services means IFS and various gate exam. In the last video of theory, we have derived an expression for turning moment in slider crankchain mechanism. That expression is T is equal to F r bracket sine theta plus sine to theta divided by 2 root n square minus sine square theta, where F is your piston effort, R is your crank radius, theta is the uh, displacement of crank from top dead center, or angular displacement of crank at any point. So in this expression we haven't considered the mass of the connecting rod, and this will give the different result. So to consider the mass of the connecting rod as well as inertia of the connecting rod, we will introduce a dynamically equivalent system. So in a dynamically equivalent system, suppose we have this system having mass m at center of gravity g. If a force is applied on this system at a distance e from center of gravity, then it will produce, suppose, acceleration f, f small f, f is capital F is force applied and small f is force acceleration, then capital F is equal to mf. So f is your capital F by f. So it will produce acceleration f as it is, as this force is applied at a distance e. So it will also produce a torque. So if torque is produced, then angular acceleration will be produced. So that angular acceleration is called alpha. Then F into E is your I alpha. Alpha is your F E by I. I is moment of inertia of body perpendicular to the axis through CG. Okay. So now this force applied here will cause acceleration in it as well as angular acceleration due to torque, because it is applied at a distance E from center of gravity. So now we want a dynamically equivalent system to analyze this, so that this system can be replaced by two masses at the end and will give same linear acceleration as well as same angular acceleration. So these masses are m1 and m2. First of all, because we will take linear acceleration. So for same linear acceleration, this m should be equal to m1 plus m2, m1 plus m2. So capital M should be equal to m1 plus m2. That is the condition for same linear acceleration if force F is applied, because capital F is equal to small m small f. Okay. And second condition for a dynamically equivalent system is that it should have same angular acceleration. For same angular acceleration alpha for these two systems, I should be same, and I should be same, and the center of gravity of this mass should also be same as that of this body. For this is the center of gravity, then this is the mass placed at one end and this is the mass placed at other end. Then m1b should be equal to m2d, because if it is the center of gravity, then this condition should be satisfied. And so that is the second condition, that center of gravity of these two masses should be same, or there should be no unbalance when the force is not applied. So G is here for this, and total mass is m, and that is equal to m1 plus m2 for this, and G is here, and about this G, m1b should be equal to m2b. No unbalance. Now if the force is applied, then it will produce acceleration A in it, and for the same angular acceleration, I of this, I means moment of inertia of this body, should be equal to moment of inertia of this body. So for this second body to have same moment of inertia, I should be equal to m1 b square plus m2 d square. Is the moment of inertia of the first body, actual body. Okay, and this is your massless body, and only masses are m1 and m2, and then the moment of inertia of this body will be m1 b square plus m2 d square. So that should be equal to the moment of inertia of the actual body. So there are three conditions for dynamically equivalent system. First condition is m is equal to m1 plus m2. Total mass of two bodies should be same, and m1b should be equal to m2d. If the masses are placed at end, then this condition should be satisfied for the same CG, and both bodies should have same moment of inertia, that I is equal to m1 b square plus m2 d square. So that is for same moment of inertia. So now we consider